Renee Bays, Rakim John, 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 Renee Bays, Rakim. Hello, everybody, welcome back. Wait, welcome
Bach. Wow, Bach. My favorite classical musician.
It's a clap Bach. You talk smack, you get clap Bach.
May Bach.
May Bach.
What a guan?
Wagwan.
Wagwan. Blood clot. Batimon.
Did you say blood clot?
I said, yeah. Blood clot. Is it blood clot, right? It's blood clot.
Have you seen that one video where those two girls are like arguing and she's like, no, me no black like you no black like me, you no pussy for son, you need, like, I was just like, yes, I have to find the video. But anyway,
I was gonna do the Cardi quote, your pussy basura, my pussy horchata.
Wait, where's that from? Is that a song?
That's from the new song with, what's the little nigga's name?
Don't answer that, John. It's a trick question.
Not Bill Maher. Did you say Bill Maher?
No, I said Bruno Mars.
Oh, Bruno Mars. I was like, Bill Maher, bitch. Okay, sorry. Yes,
wow.
Yes, Bruno Mars.
Wait, what? Cardi has a song with Bruno Mars?
Yeah, it just came out. Y'all didn't hear it?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
No. Ladies.
I know. Welcome to Podcast of Color. We're trash.
We're for trash. I know. I'm so sorry. I had one job. Welcome to Podcast of Color. We're for, and then we did an offensive accent instead of the intro. Damn. Welcome to Podcast of Color. We're for trashbags of color come together to make sense of the world. I am Rakim, and I am in a fantastic mood all around this week.
We love a good mood. I mean, I saw you all loved up this weekend, going to art shows, like living
Don't
your
spill
life.
that tea.
Oh, it's on social media.
It's not tea.
Everyone knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
living her best art fag life.
Art fag!
Oh my god, is that what I am now?
Huh? You're an art fag, girl.
Yeah, you're an art fag.
You're just like not aesthetically an art fag. Like that's not your look.
Wait.
I think it's aesthetically an art fag.
Wait, was that a read?
I think fashion wise, I don't think like if you don't look like an art fag.
Oh,
I think we
so
should
what
like
do I look like.
Well, we need to like
art fag look like.
No, what do I look like?
You just look like you have like your own style. Like you don't look like an art fag. Art fag's like there's a very specific look to it.
Wait, what is it? Okay, wait.
Hold on. Life. Huh?
Hold on, let's at Grindr, add a tribe, let's call it art fag, and then describe what art fag is.
Art fag is like, I mean, you do the button-up shirts. Art fag is like high-waisted pants with like a button-up shirt open with like a long necklace that comes down on the chest and titties.
Or it's this, or if we're gonna go from the head down, it's an orange beanie that only covers like half of their head.
Oh, facts.
Then it's like those little silver rim glasses that are like, you know, really, really small, and if they trip, like they're gone. Then they have on a blue overcoat with like a light blue tote bag that I also have from the Hammer Museum, and it's fire, so whatever. Then underneath that, they're wearing a dark blue and white striped shirt with white.
What you have?
With white khaki pants that are like rolled up, or like white chinos that are like rolled up, like to like above their ankle, with white socks that are pulled up all the way there, with white Toms on, and then they're walking with Starbucks or iced coffee. That is an art fag.
Art fags are like Sufjan Stevens or like Tori Moi, just like hanging out.
Or they like leave, or they live in Silver Lake. They live on a hill in Silver Lake somewhere. They love Boyle Heights, even though it's gentrifying. They're pissed that there's protests at the galleries. Like they think it's unfair. They think it's censorship. That's who that is. So,
dang, art fag.
Yeah, but
sorry.
I'm dating an environmental scientist, so I don't even have that issue.
She said an environmental scientist, college educated, darling, with a she makes $100K a year.
Wow,
living well.
No, we're both very poor. It's just funny because he was just like, like here's this. Oh my god! Look at me talking about a relate. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Like, what is happening? He was like, he was like, oh, here's like this, because I drink water bottles all the time, and he was like looking like,
oh, this is trash. This is trash, mama. We got to fix this carbon footprint. And so now I have like this like really like nice like water bottle that I keep around. I be helping the environment and stuff. I like recycle and everything.
Wow.
You know, like.
Okay.
Like, I like water the flowers outside and all that. You know, like I be trying and stuff.
Well, my name is John. I don't have a boyfriend, and I bought a pregnancy pillow so I can lay with it at night.
What's a pregnancy pillow?
Look, you guys, if you haven't tried sleeping with a pregnancy pillow, it's really cool. Just Google it. It helps with it's obviously for people who are pregnant, and it like helps with their posture, but like it's really nice to cuddle with. So check it out, y'all. I have a pregnancy pillow.
Okay.
I am like such a freak at night. I have a CPAP mask on and like a pregnancy pillow. Imagine just walking into someone's room and seeing that shit.
Girl, this looks like a sculpture that you see at like
nice,
Art Basel.
I need so many things to help me sleep. Anyway, who are the rest of us?
Oh my god, John literally be in his mask with his pregnancy pillow, with the butt plug up. Oh my god, John like plugs into the Matrix to go to sleep at night. I live.
He really does.
That's how I recharge.
With like ASMR going in the back.
So I am the Hee Haw Huntress, also uncuffed.
Ooh.
She
and
may
uncut.
need to invest in a pregnancy pillow. Nowadays, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I actually did want to comment on something right quick. The four of us, yes, I said the four of us. We all have lives, and sometimes our lives and our schedules conflict with each other. So what we're gonna try to work out is a way that we can alternate when we record. So you probably won't always have four of us. And in fact, likely you won't have all four of us, but in that way you can still get an alternation so that there's at least the majority of us are here at all times. That way, like, Renee can be on. If John can't be on that week, at least Renee can be on that week, you know, just to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. And also, when we first started the show, it was in 2016, and we've all grown, like, so much since then. Like, a lot. So, the fact that we've been able to actually, like, keep recording episodes like weekly, like I know there's so many times that we've been like, why do we do this once a week,
right?
Like,
we need to make this a bi-weekly show.
Yeah, I mean, no, like seriously, like doing a show, because people ask us all the time, like, how do you start it, like what's the hardest part about starting a podcast? And I tell people all the time, consistency. Because do you know how many times like you get up and you just like don't want to record, or you like don't want to get to the studio, or you don't want to set up the mic, but you have to do it. So the fact that we have for like this long is throughout all the changes we've been all going through is kind of like crazy. So so we're gonna probably do something like that, so it's a bit more convenient for us, and that way we can keep up with the weekly schedule, because otherwise we'd have to change like when the show comes out and all that stuff, and we don't want to do that. So
and it's like hard, because when we first started the show, we were all like were like young and idealistic, and we all had a lot more free time.
And we had a black president.
Yes, we had a black president, and we all lived in the same city. It just made things so much more convenient. But with us all living in different cities now, and just life happening, it's just hard to all have to all be free at the exact same time. So,
oh my god, we're the Captain Planet of podcasts. We just like come together from different areas and make this podcast a color.
Hoes from all different area codes.
But so our question of color. What quote or saying do people spout but is complete BS? That was an odd way of writing that. I don't know why they wrote it like that. But anyway, what quote do you think is a popular quote that you think is BS? Shall I go? I want to go first.
Yeah.
Mine's is the if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Because I think you're still fully capable. I think you're fully capable of loving other people when you don't love yourself. Like your relationship with yourself and relationship with other people is just completely different. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's ugly. I also think it like implies that, I don't know. I think it has odd implications about like the kind of relationships you can have when you have issues with self-love. And like the kind of relationships you can attract. I don't know. Y'all?
I mean, the funny thing is, it's a discourse when you said it. Because the comments I have, I realized we can't wrap that conversation up in 3 minutes.
But let's try.
And Renee actually feels a way about that too. I remember like a while ago we said that.
Renee doesn't like that phrase either, I think. I forgot what his reasons were, but I like that phrase to an extent. Like, I think to me, I interpreted that as like, in romantic relationships, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I supposed to bring to the table if I don't know how to love myself? Like, how am I going to love someone else? Like, and I think I brought this up before, but do you guys remember listening to the Miss Lauryn Hill's Miss Education? Like at the very end of, I forgot what track it was, but there was this guy in the class and he was talking to these students and he was like, well, what do you guys think love is? And are you too young for love? And do you know what love is? And one of the girls is like, well, if you've never been loved, then you're not going to know how to love. And I feel like that's sort of in this same context, like, if you've never been loved or know the feeling of love, you're not going to know how to love. And if you don't know how to apply that to yourself, how can you do that for someone else?
Well, but isn't it learning? Isn't it learning? Every relationship, you have to learn.
Yeah, I actually disagree with that too. Surprisingly, like,
yeah. I mean, how can you, and what about somebody who's never been in a relationship before? Like, how then can they expect to know how to love someone if they never gotten a chance to love someone before? I feel like it's just a learning process.
I think there's different kinds of love, and like, I think there's different kinds of love, and I don't think you necessarily need to be in a, I mean, I don't think you need to be in a romantic relationship to know how to treat someone. Like, and honestly, I think you can know how to do that even if you're around people that don't necessarily give you that too. Like, I don't know. I just like to believe that people's nature isn't like to be a fuckboy. So I don't think you necessarily need that. I think that like loving yourself helps being in healthy situations, and it definitely has its benefits for sure, because there are, I think, and also too, I think people confuse loving yourself with being vocal about things, and there's a huge difference. Like, because I think when people say how you gonna love yourself if you can't love someone else, or how you gonna love someone else if you can't love yourself, I think what people really mean is if you love yourself, you won't let someone treat you a certain way, but you could love yourself and very much be silent and let someone treat you a certain way, and like, and whatever. And those two things aren't like mutually exclusive. So basically, I kind of get like what you're talking about, like, because I've seen that happen.
I feel like people like, oh, like, you know, if you're in an abusive relationship or something, you can't love yourself. But like, a lot of people maybe started loving themselves and they just didn't see the signs in that situation and fell into a situation where, you know what I mean? I just feel like it has odd implications when you say that you don't know how, if you can't love yourself, you don't know how to love other people. I don't know.
And also, you can love yourself and still do dumb things. Because here's the thing, like, when you love someone, like, you just do, like, I was just thinking about this the other, like, you're just going to do, like, I read a tweet this morning that was like, I want to, like, love someone without looking stupid, and I was just like, that's just going to happen. Like, you're going to make illogical choices. Love is not, like, a logical thing, so you're going to do those things, like, regardless. It's just, if you, quote, love yourself, you might have a better guide as to what things you won't and, like, shouldn't do. But, like, you're still going to do things because that's just how relationships work. Everyone does them. Like, that's why I don't like when people talk about, oh, like, that person's a dumb bitch for doing this. Because, girl, you know you would do the same thing if that was your man, too. Shut up. Like, everyone would.
Yeah. Okay, so what quotes do y'all hate?
Jean?
Okay, I like 50-50, love this quote and hate it. But I hate it and love it when people say, it is what it is. Like, you know, like they just like. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you guys know that phrase? It is what it is.
I know. I heard
just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. That took me out.
What were you expecting?
Okay. I don't know. Like, I thought you were gonna say something like, "Oh, like it only takes 2-3 times the rent," saying you're good or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
no, like that. It is what it is. I don't know. I've heard that. Okay, I used to date somebody who used to say "it is what it is" a lot. Like, something shitty happened or whatever, and he just shrugged and like, well, it is what it is. And like, sometimes I get that, like, there's not a whole lot you can do about it, so like, why get upset? It is what it is, like, just let it be. But other times, like, when you're saying it is what it is, it also sounds kind of dismissive to me. Like, oh, it is what it is, so it's like, okay, so are you just gonna give up now, or are you gonna like try to fix things? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just apply it is what it is to just anything. And that's why it upset me with this guy I was dating at the time. And so I used to I was kind of a shitty person back then, but I used to make fun of him and just like say it is what it is, like in a very mocking tone to him. And I would like say it as soon as I knew he was going to say it. So I'd like we'd say it
I'm
at the
dead.
same time. Like, it is what it is. Like, and he'd get mad when I said it. But like, I don't know. I don't think that phrase is helpful sometimes. But also, like, there are some situations where I find myself doing it with like my emoji, like IDK shrug. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, true.
I do that all the time. Like, it is what it is, but I don't actually say it. I just shrug and go, I guess. Like, anyway, what's yours?
Oh, there
Rakeem?
has been times when you've done that, and I've been like, "Bitch, I wanted an answer. I wanted feedback, bitch. I wanted a thesis, bitch.
Oh, shit.
Like shit.
Well, let me know next time, so I know it is what it is.
Give me an opening sentence. Give me a thesis statement, bitch. I want more than what you gave. I want more than a shoulder shrug and ass emoji.
Okay. Is there for some people that is the thesis statement. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
that's the hook sentence,
And that's the T. It is what it is pretty much the straight way of saying, and that's the T on that. But that's okay.
Facts. Okay. So yes, Rakan.
Oh, sorry. I thought I went. Mine is if you work hard enough, you can do anything you want. Oh, shut up. Like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Not true. Because let's talk about, like, that's absolutely not true. Because that, like, I hate when, when Obama used to say that stuff. Like, or like, okay. This is also going to sound really messed up, but when they say, like, oh, like, I don't care about our skin differences and our colors. We're one people. We're the American people. Shut up. Like, I just wish people would say, like, no, we're different, and there are different people here, and there are black people here, and they have a different culture than you, and there are white people here, and they have a different culture than you, and there are Asian people, and they have a different culture than you, and there are Latinx people, and they have a different culture than you, and that's fine, and we're still going to live together, because that's what happened. Like, it's like, no one ever says, like, we're different, and that's okay. It's always like, we have to be the same. Like, I don't want to be the same as you. And like, I just wish someone would get up on a pulpit and just say, like, we are different and that's okay. And the point is to be different and still live with each other and still exist in the same space. All of this, like, oh, like, we want to be the same people I hate. And then it goes hand in hand with the working hard thing, because identity politics and stuff like that is so much about determines who has to work hard and who doesn't. So it's like, it's not about who gets to work hard enough, because because what working hard means is like it means different things to different people. Like at my job, well, let me not say that. There are some people, now I gotta bleep.
I like that.
But so that's anyway, I was rambling, but yeah, that's kind of like what I hate. I don't like being told, like, you can do whatever you want to do. You could do this, and then it's like, actually, no, I can't, because like racism.
Say what you wanna say.
So
and let the rain. Is it pour out? Fall out?
Fall out.
I wanna see you be free. It's
like
people
it's brave.
There's always those people that are just like, yeah,
wait,
like, girl, if you what?
The word wasn't free. It's brave. I want to see you be brave.
Oh, is it brave? Really? This whole time I thought it was free.
The name of the song is Brave.
Girl, I don't even know who sings that song, if I'm being honest with you.
No, I do. It's Sarah Bareilles, but the only reason I know is because at UCLA, like there's like a singing competition like called Spring Sing, and she won it like 3 times. So everyone there is like obsessed with her.
Okay. Yeah, but I agree with that. It's like people are always telling you like, oh, if you just work hard, you really think these billionaires are working hard? They not. They taking all kinds of vacations. They on yachts in the middle of the Italian Sea, bitch. These niggas ain't working. They just making money. They just know how to scam. That's like been my biggest takeaway as an adult, is learning that you don't deserve shit. You don't earn shit. It's all about being in the right place at the right time. You can be talented. Yeah. You can be talented and it helps, but it really doesn't mean shit if you don't know the right people and aren't in the right place at the right time. And if you gotta, and like, honestly, I've never identified with the city girls more, homophobia aside, because you really just gotta scam your way to the top, because these CEOs and shit, they're scamming. They're scamming all of us.
We gotta do a discourse on this one day.
That nigga
this is
richest people in the world, and
this
they
is
paying
a
taxes.
discourse.
Sorry,
Well, no.
yes, I've been on my anti-capitalist kick since I got single, bitch. You know,
We got we gotta replace
talk about
Renee's energy.
No, we really got to talk about it because it's like even navigating the art world, girl. It's nepotism, and you have to be smart. Like when people say,
bitch, if you were Lena Dunham, you would be already. Your shit would be in galleries all across the world.
Here's the thing. Well, let's talk about there was literally a thing where they did this one corporation or this one entity went in and tallied how many artists were at Freeze LA this week. That were men versus women and then versus women of color. Mm-hmm. And I think out of 15, there were 1,500 something male artists, mm-hmm. 700 to 600 something female artists, and then out of that, I think only 40 or something was women of color. I'll get you the thing later. It was girl, but it's nepotism, and you have to network your way around these niggas. Work smart. Listen to Mascara by Jasmine Sullivan and do it.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna, because I could really go in. Maybe we need an anti-capitalist discourse, but
I mean, we're gonna have to wait for our resident anti-capitalist huntress for that one.
We're gonna
have to wait for our comrade Renee.
That one is only gonna be put on SoundCloud because we're rejecting on iTunes for that episode. We're not doing corporations,
bitch. Okay, so we'll be back with the Minutes of Color. What up? Welcome back to the Minutes of the Color. Shit, what shall we talk about today? John, were you the one that posted this thing about the airlines adding non-binary options?
Yeah, so that was some really cool news I read up on recently. According to CNBC, some airlines like American Airlines, JetBlue Airways, Alaska. So, for those who don't fly as often, on the ticket it'll put a gender specifying what the gender is of the person flying.
Except for you broke bitches.
What?
No, I'm just saying.
I know.
That's not what I said.
I'm just playing.
That's tea.
I actually never noticed that though.
It'll say
noticed that.
It'll say Mr. Bays on this flight or whatever, Miss whatever, and they'll even say if you're married, Mr. or Mrs. or I guess it's the same for men, but they'll put specifically Miss or Mrs. and then now they're going to add MX, which I'm not sure how we're pronouncing that. So if someone can chime in and let me know, are we saying mix or
she's mixed?
I don't know.
Who's mixed?
Whoever's using MX on the documents.
MX stands for mixed? Are you kidding?
No, I'm just playing.
No, it's a joke. You're so dumb.
I'm just playing. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
No, but they're
does mine say NG for Negro? I want to see what.
Oh my god.
It says that on my mom's birth certificate. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Mine too. I mean, my mom's.
Anyway, this is the point. Actually, to me, is that when people see if they see if I decide to do this, it'll say MX John Kagendahan, and this is the point. So when people see that, they're like, "What is that?" And so it starts a conversation, and I'm really surprised that the people who jumped on board is American Airlines, JetBlue, Alaska Airlines, United Airlines, Delta. And those are pretty big airlines, and for the general public to see that and acknowledge that, and even if you're booking your flight and you see the options of gender, that'll just bring up a conversation to people. And I think that's amazing that we can start this conversation. And you go on the plane and then you look around and see who identifies as MX. You don't know, but that's what gets people to start thinking about this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I thought that was really cool. And also this is the year where, you can apply. I think in California for sure, you can go to the DMV and apply for a gender change marker for if you identify as non-binary. So, which is also something I need to look into personally, but I'm excited about this. I think it's good visibility.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's showing a sign that we're moving in a direction that is not negative.
Forward.
Yes, there we go. Forward. Onward. Yes. Also, Don Cheadle was on SNL. He wore a t-shirt that said protect trans kids. Now, I read somewhere that he has a trans kid. Is that true?
What?
Whoa.
I read it on Twitter, though,
Really?
so, like, don't let me...
Don.
What was
I
his...
thought Don Cheadle was gay.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, wait,
his
he can still have
character-
kids if he's gay. That doesn't... Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I also don't think he is gay.
What's his character's name in Iron Man?
No. I was gonna say
James
Bucky.
Rhodes.
Lord Jesus.
No,
I was
like,
going to say Bucky.
The superhero. James Rose is a superhero name?
Yeah, Rhodey. Why?
Oh. So, like, there's Iron Man and then there's Rhodey?
Iron Man is Tony Stark, and
Yeah.
James and Don Cheadle is War Machine.
Oh, see, that's what I was asking. Okay, so his name is War Machine. Okay.
Yeah, but his real name in the thing is whatever I just said.
Oh, okay.
Josh Rhodes, whatever his name is.
Okay.
Anyway, this is very beautiful. And it always helps to have cis people in the public eye, making sure. And it's also, like, really refreshing to just have it be, like, a cis black man be the one doing this.
Right. When's the last time you've seen that?
You don't.
And a platform like SNL too. Like,
Yeah.
that's a pretty big
people
platform.
watch that. I don't, but so many people do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did y'all have any... What?
Just the way John cut off her
I was like, what? I don't watch it either.
Yes. So Esquire magazine. Did you guys see
Oh
that?
God!
So I'm just reading this story today, and I did not finish it because I was like,
It is a
wow.
terrible article.
American boy,
The life of an American
boy.
You be my American. Okay. The Life of an American Boy at 17 by Jennifer Percy. It was published on the 12th of February. Black History Month. We really appreciated having this story about this random white boy. I read it because, I don't know what I thought I was going to read. I thought it was going to be like a short little piece. And this is like a whole,
Boring
whole thing.
Long.
Like, it's so long. Like, I'm pushing my fingers to the top of the scroll pad multiple times, and I'm still not at the bottom. This is a really long article about this white boy.
You know how Sorry.
What?
You know how discouraging it is when you are scrolling and you're thinking that you're like 3/4 way down with the article, and then it's like only like at like less than like not even halfway down the page, and you like, I gotta keep reading. Oh no,
bitch! I wasn't even quarter. I was like halfway to a quarter of the page. I was like, this is too much. I can't finish this. All these little random pictures of this random white boy sitting in his classroom. Like, it's just like so telling. You know what this reminded me of? That white boy that came out as gay. The one that said something about Beyonce's nappy hair. And he got the Gay Letter mag cover. We talked about this. That white boy. Sorry, let me not call him that. That white boy. The one he's like really muscular. He has like a jawline. He's like that
this
really
bitch
short
asking
nose.
me like I'm the white boy. You know what?
his
I
name?
don't know who this is.
Derek.
I don't know.
Derek something. I can't remember his last name, but I think we talked about it on the show. It was this white boy who like he came out for like the millionth time, and then they gave a bunch of different artists.
Oh,
Gay Letter Mag had a bunch of different artists on the cover.
Yes,
and he had one of the covers. And this is what that reminded me of, because like all the other artists were like that were people of color were like rappers or like singers, and then you had this nigga who was just like, I'm gay and I have abs. And I feel like this is like a similar situation. Sans abs. It's about like this random white boy living in Wisconsin in the middle of a suburb near Milwaukee, in West Bend, Wisconsin. Is Milwaukee in Wisconsin? I know Madison is. Milwaukee.
Isn't Milwaukee in Tennessee?
No, it's in Wisconsin. It's Milwaukee's
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's not in the South. It's definitely in the Midwest somewhere, but I think it's in Wisconsin. Let me look this up.
Milwaukee.
I don't know how to spell Milwaukee. How the hell do you spell Milwaukee?
MILWALKIE. Milwaukee.
It's in
Tennessee.
No, it's not, bitch. Why is it not showing me the state? Oh, it's in Wisconsin, bitch.
Milwaukee was. Oh wait, then what's in Tennessee?
I don't know, girl. Anyway,
wow.
Memphis.
Oh.
Listen, I live on coasts, so I don't know anything about what's going on in between there.
I'm thinking of Memphis, not Milwaukee. They're both
bitch, you thinking of Memphis? How you get Memphis from Milwaukee, bitch? Mess, bitch. I was like, what part of Tennessee? What are you talking about?
Tennessee's over here. Don't say that. We don't have that white ass city over here.
Right? So let me read these first couple of lines just to give you an idea of just how like taxing it is to read this whole thing. Ryan Morgan is 17 and happy to be a guy. To be a girl would mean he'd have to deal with a lot more drama. He'd likely have to deal with mean girls. And he could end up a mom, which he doesn't ever want because being a mom is hard.
What the fuck?
Probably the hardest job in the world. Also, he might not think football was as interesting. He isn't sure what would be interesting, but if it isn't football, then he isn't interested. Other than that, he doesn't think there are too many reasons it would be better to be a guy than a girl, unless you're from the Middle East or maybe the inner city. So that's what we're dealing with. This is the kind of writing that we're reading here.
The way you were reading that, the fact that you were taking the pause after every sentence.
Listen, this is how I was actually reading it in real time. I was pausing in my head because I was like, what?
What the fuck?
Is this like a children's book or like, what are we doing?
Remember earlier when we said in the Minutes of Color that, you know, and I said I don't like the fact that people say if you work hard that you get to give whatever you want. This is what I mean, because like, this is the product of them not having to do any kind of hard work. Like, are you kidding? Like,
are you a regular nobody white boy in the middle of nowhere? Well, have I got a pitch for you? Like, there's like pictures of him and his family, his regular ass family. There's his mom. There's his dad who looks like, what's that nigga that had the reality show and they got kicked off for being like racist? They had the reality show and they were like hunters or something.
Which one? Doug Dynasty?
Oh, Doug Dynasty.
There was a lot.
His Doug Dynasty looking ass father with his like his hoodie with tree branches on it, surrounded by furs and like horns of deers and antlers of deer. What?
So the photo spread has a photo of him like holding a gun and like I think it's a duck or I don't know, some kind of bird, and like. Usually magazine quotes like on the photo have something profound, usually like the quote that someone is saying with the photo. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like, let me just read this quote that is on the photo with him holding the gun and the bird. Okay. It says, "When I'm older, I probably won't hunt as much. There are fun moments like when I shoot a deer, but you've got to gut it. And I don't like doing that. Then you have to drag it out. It's also not fun." Like, what the fuck is that?
I'm just like, why come with a much more interesting, like, if we were gonna just do some, like, podunk white boy, can we get somebody with, like, some personality, some pizzazz, you know what I mean? Some razzle-dazzle bitch? Like, I don't want to read about no nigga that don't, what?
He's like, oh, I shot it and now I have to drag it. Not fun. Okay. Yeah, like, what?
You lazy ass Gen Z bitch.
I feel sorry for you.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
He is a child. He is a minor. So
I'm just playing. It was a joke.
FBI, CIA, NSA. We love white America. We love children. No, I mean, I agree though, Baze. It's like part of it. I was the whole time I was reading this, I was like, okay, how much of this am I going to excuse for him being a kid, and how much of me saying he's a kid is me infantilizing him, and how much of him being a kid is him actually being 17? And then I came to the conclusion that I'll allow him to be a kid. He's just a boring ass kid.
Yeah.
And
that's
on
okay.
Top of that,
but we didn't need an article about it.
But he also is kind of like, I'm kind of side-eyeing him because did you see that part where he was talking about how he like, how he was like kept slamming that door shut, open and shut. And the girl was like, can you stop please? And then
like,
he goes and
girl?
like, hits her.
I want to know what else happened because I don't believe that story.
I don't believe that either. And they didn't even go to verify that. I know what she's talking about. I guarantee you because they were saying he doesn't really hang out with people. I guarantee you he's one of those white boys that is in high school that like wears hoodies and like oversized jeans and like those, you know, like those oversized Vans that you get. They never tie them and they're like brown and they always feel like their shoes are going to fall off. I feel like he's one of those types of white boys, and he was going and slamming the door and opening it shut because it was making noise and it was distracting people, and he was probably thinking it was funny. And she was like, can you stop, please? And then that's when I guarantee you, I know that type of person.
I mean, I think the real terrifying thing about this article is that it is highlighting the people that are most likely to like shoot up schools. Do you know what I mean? Like he's sitting here talking about how he literally says, I can't talk about anything with, what did he say? He said, I can't say anything without people getting mad. And then you fast forward and you take a photo of him like holding a gun. Like this is the kind of kid who feels like he's bullied. Like if girls don't talk to him or whatever, he's going to go to school. Cause that's what happened in Santa Barbara, right? Like this kid said that like, girls were being mean to him, so he like goes down and starts shooting people up. Like,
yeah,
there's a full article. Like, this is predicting the kind of kid that's about to, you know, do something. And like, instead of giving him a full spread article, why don't you just talk to him and be like, hey, what's going on? Let's get some therapy. I don't know. Let's not talk about why people, like, why he doesn't understand. Cause he says in the article, like, there's kids at my school who like wear Black Lives Matters t-shirts and who are LGBT and I can't say anything. And it's like, well, what do you want to say? Because I guarantee it's probably something they're going to get upset about. You know,
yeah, I mean,
like what kind of conversations are you trying to have that you feel like you're being bullied?
I mean, his parents are Republicans. His parents are Trump supporters. He's a Trump supporter.
He's a Trump supporter too. Yeah, exactly.
So like,
trash.
I'm just like, we don't need any more of this. We understand that people support Trump. We understand that white people feel left behind because they have to actually like treat people with respect now, even though they don't actually have to treat people with respect and continue to be racist and misogynistic and homophobic and still get away with some of it. They just have to be a little bit more conscious of it than they were before. And it's just like, we don't care. Like, give us a profile. You know what I want to know? I want to know about the people in Flint. Let's talk about the people that are in Louisiana and can't get representation from lawyers because they're so backed up that people aren't being represented or sent straight to jail. Like, let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about the people in New York fucking city who can't afford apartments because you got to jump through all kinds of hoops and have like $7,000 just to get into an apartment, just to have a roof over your head. Like, let's talk about the people in San Francisco that are homeless on the streets that should be in mental institutions and were kicked out because of fucking Ronald Reagan. Like, let's talk about people who are not highlighted. We know that white people exist. We know that white people are mad because they're always mad, have always been mad, and will always be mad. Let's talk about something different. And especially during Black History Month of all times, do you really want to highlight some random white boy and with Madison? I mean, Madison's the only part of Wisconsin that really
Madison Square Garden.
No, Madison, Wisconsin is like literally the only part of Wisconsin that I care about because I like it. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, can we like focus on something else? Like, this has been done before. Like, can you do something else? Can you come up with something else?
Can you come up with something else?
Like, damn. Like, how many times do we have to hear this same old story? Yes, white people voted for Trump. We get it.
Yeah.
New York Times face ass. We get it.
Like, this is not it's just not even interesting. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I could even like maybe sort of see if this was like an interesting spin on the whole situation, but it's not. Like, they're literally just rehashing the same shit that we hear over and over again in every expose about Trump supporters across America.
And, you know, I don't know, let's just be real. Like, none of us read Esquire, but this is just Esquire like showing their asses. Like, they know their demographic. It's a bunch of like straight cis white dudes who can afford a tie clip every day and like, I don't know, feel sorry for this white kid. So
just a reminder that white people can just literally just exist and still like get like everything, get all the accolades, get all the roses, get all the crowns and all the money. Like, it's just like, you literally don't have to do nothing but exist. This white boy, who is this? Like, how did they what was the screening process? How did they decide? Like, did you throw a pen on a map? Like, I want to know. Like, how did he get chosen for this story?
Oh my God. Did you see the confirmation hearing for that nigga for the Justice Department or whatever that was throwing temper tantrums in the thing?
No.
Did you see that?
No. I've actually kind of been avoiding politics because...
Oh my God. I wish I could think of his name. They literally asked him, like, he was like supposed to be like the new director of something. Jeff Sessions is fired, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
the new, like, attorney
resigned,
general.
I think, yeah.
I don't even remember at this point.
He's not there anymore.
The guy who's replacing Jeff Sessions, and then they ask him like, oh, like, has Trump ever like directed you to like do anything like with Mueller? And he literally looks at this senator and says, "Oh, I think your time is up."
What?
And the room just goes, excuse, like, he literally tells a U.S. city, like, that he is trying to be confirmed that he thinks his time is up. And the whole time he kept joking and joking and joking. And of course it took a black woman to finally tell him, like, and that's the thing, it always takes one, and they shouldn't have to say, like, oh, sir, this is a U.S. hearing, this is Congress, and you will behave accordingly, and I'm getting my time back, period. Ooh. And it's just like, the whole time I kept thinking what you were saying, Baze, like, how is he here? Like, how do these people get chosen? They're not qualified. Like, this, looking at, like, Brett Kavanaugh and his, like, in his behavior during his hearing, and he's a Supreme Court justice. I'm sorry. He wouldn't get hired at an interview at like, I don't know.
A group interview at Urban Outfitters.
At Urban, like, sis, you wouldn't make it to the next round at Hollister. Like, it's just like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand how these people, like, that's what I'm saying. These people do not work harder than you. Their whole job of being in office is to work as less as possible to maximize their outcome and then pass laws to make you feel like you have to work this work to get what they have when they aren't working for it. I guarantee you, if you go to these, if you ask like these CEOs and these people how to do the jobs of the people of the companies that they run, they can't do that. People think that you're going to sit there and get hired. You're going to like work your way up. That's not going to happen. These people are sleeping with each other, sucking dick, giving each other money, giving each other wire transfers, sleeping with each other, sharing wives, sharing prostitutes, like sharing all of these things, and which is fine, by the way. I'm just saying these things that happen, like the sharing prostitutes. I mean, the prostitution thing. Like all, like I'm just saying, like they do all of this stuff. And then that is how they get into positions that they get. And then you know what they do? They slide dark money over to people and they say, hey sis, if I give you like $2 million, can you sit there and like make sure that this little fine print and this little thing here is like this? And that's how people get money. That's why all this stuff happens. So they're not working harder than you. They're working, they're not even working.
They're not even working smarter. They just scam. And that's why I think, like, people gotta remember, like, you don't, like, my friend was telling me this the other day, and it's like drilled in my head, like, there's no such thing as earning shit. Like, you don't earn anything. Like, you just gotta work smart, and you gotta, like, finesse. And the good thing about that is that rich white people are actually not that smart, and it's actually not that difficult to finesse them. You just gotta be in the right place at the right time and have the right information.
And here's the thing, like, I'm not, like, definitely work hard at your craft or whatever you're doing, for sure. Like, you do need to have, like, the chops to back it up. But also, work smart. Like, if that, like, you don't have to sit there and, like, break your back if you can, like, when, like, these people aren't you sit there, you literally sit here and think Brett Kavanaugh is sitting up nights in law school and nights in whatever to get to where he was? Really? No. Please.
And if you think he's staying up nights now on the Supreme Court,
they just look at the cases. They go, "Is this a nigger?" Yes. Okay. Nope. Next case. Like,
next question.
Next question.
So anyway, fuck this whole article. Fuck Esquire. Just garbage. Fuck all that. Anyway, speaking of fuck people, fuck Steve Harvey, because that nigga was wilding out on his show. He had Monique on his show, and I just was like, I just couldn't believe it when I was watching it. He brought Monique on his show to explain her situation. She's been doing press tours for the past year talking about like the being devalued on while working for, what's that director's name? Lee Daniels. And like, you know, Netflix, and she has like she has a residency in Vegas, which is huge. But Steve Harvey had her on the show, and he was basically talking down to her about how she needs to shuck and jive in order to make it happen. But I'm just like, nigga, you met with Trump. Like, you didn't even have to do that. So nothing you say is of importance to me, and could be of importance to anybody black.
It's just, when he touched her,
oof.
When
she said, oh.
that was when, like, when he put his hand over, she was just like, I could feel her, like, frustration in that moment, because he kept talking over her, and, like, on purpose too. So it's just like the fact that she held it together because she knew too, if she went off, what would she have looked like?
Yeah.
Mad black woman.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what's crazy? He literally is sitting here saying to this crowd of white people that I will sell my soul to y'all. And they are like eating it up. It was the funny, like I was sitting here like, he is literally telling these people, hi, I'm going to tap dance for watermelon slices in front of the NAACP headquarters for y'all. And they're just like, oh, perfect. Like, and so it's just kind of like,
he's like, do I want to be a nigger? Do I want to be a nigger? Yes. Did you see the there was like
that clip?
Wait, the clip of him doing stand up from like the 90s?
Yes. Oh, Twitter was quick when he was talking about, oh, I'll be your monkey he was like, for $4 million? Oh, y'all are gonna hate my monkey ass. Wherever what he was doing.
Yeah.
And like,
And then it was like a picture of him standing next to Trump. The thing that got me about him standing next to Trump is there was no reason for him to actually meet with Trump. Like there was like, what did he accomplish? And why? Like there just was literally no reason for that to happen. It reminded me of the Michelle Rodriguez thing where she like spoke out for Liam Neeson. It was just like, what?
Nissan!
Yes, Liam Neeson Maximo Ultra. I don't know, whatever the motherfuckers is called.
Nissan Sentra.
You know, it's just like, why? It's just like, I just want to know why. What is the reasoning behind this? What were you thinking when you planned this out? What was your thought process? Walk me through that thought process because I want to understand what you thought was going to happen after you met with Trump and took pictures with him at Trump Tower. I don't know, and I don't think I ever really will get the answer, and I actually don't care to have it now, but I just thought that was wild and and very ugly. Let's see what else we've got. Oh yes, Jussie Smollett. So I just want to say I have no idea what's going on with the Jussie Smollett thing. I hope that it's not fake. I really, really hope that it's not. If it is, like, I will 100% be like, fuck you for life. It is fuck him for life if it is fake. That being said, I don't understand why people are so quick to believe the cops and also like anonymous sources. Like, what?
Right.
Like, and I don't understand why black straight cis men are so gleeful about it. That's been my number one thing that's been like really weird to me. It's just like, you should understand that if this turns out to be a hoax, this reflects on everybody gay and everybody black. Like, so if some shit happens to you, people are going to be suspicious about it. So this affects you too. And also like the Chicago PD, who we just found out was helping the cover up for R. Kelly. Like, yeah, that's who y'all want to listen to?
I've seen black gay Twitter like eat itself alive this week, and it's like look, I don't even know like what to say because it's like everyone is arguing about this for what? Like I just seen so many people. I think what's getting lost in this is the fact that, okay, there's two things. If he did not lie, if he didn't lie and this actually happened, like, it doesn't even matter anymore because the media and all of these things and all of this like fake hoax situation ruined it. And so it's like what we should be like, the fact that we're not talking about hate crimes happening against queer black men anymore, but now, did he do it? That's one thing and then think about actual hate crime victims, right? And like how they must be feeling having this like, so that's one thing. And then the second thing is, it's not about who's right. Like, I just keep seeing people arguing about like, oh, I was right. I told y'all niggas are so dumb that y'all gonna believe this. Y'all are so dumb. Like, why aren't you believing this? Like, why aren't you believing who? Like, do people not realize that that there was possibly a hate crime that happened or a possible like someone making up a hate crime and y'all are arguing about being right on Twitter?
Like the gag.
Like, are you like who cares? Nigga, like people are dying and y'all are over here arguing to make yourselves feel better on Twitter. For what? Did you get the clicks? Did you get the engagement? Did you get the likes? Did money appear in your account? Like,
did
what?
You get
like,
the man?
Did you get the man?
So much.
Like, I don't like. It's just this fascination with just like, it's not even like call out culture at this point. It's just this fascination with just like dragging and being mean and just using these stories to do. It's just, I'm tired of it. There is this is serious shit. And we're over here talking about like whether or not like who's right or not and who gets to have the last laugh at the end of the day, and like swallow your fucking ego. It's not about you.
Ooh.
Anyway, sorry. I can't. I've been seeing this all week. I have to mute so many people just showing their ass. And I don't care if like it's not even about who believes him and who doesn't. Whatever. Like there's reason to believe him and there's reason not to believe him. So I'm not gonna sit there and judge you for that. But I will sit there and judge you if you having this condescending ass, I'm better than you ass attitude because I believe this and you're too dumb to believe facts, or you're a dumb bitch and a coon for believing this. And it's just like stop. Like why? Why are we fighting each other? Why?
Yeah.
Someone was possibly attacked that is one of our own, and it is Black History Month, and we are fighting each other. For what? Stop that shit. Cut it out. Grow up.
Yeah, I mean that's it in a nutshell. I just also, for me, it's just like the what's the word I'm looking for? Hypocrisy. There we go. And people who are like prison abolitionists and, you know, fuck the police and Black Lives Matter and blah, 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 blah. But your dumbass is so fucking quick to listen to the fucking Chicago PD. First of all, any police department really in this country, but Chicago corrupt PD. Like, y'all gonna listen to them? A cop just shot, did we forget about Laquan McDonald already? Who was shot by the cops? In 2014, are we just like forgetting everything that cops have done and like the CIA, was it the CIA or FBI? I don't know. One of the niggas in the government had MLK shot. They've admitted to introducing crack into Black communities. Like, you're really gonna believe the cops without evidence? They've proven themselves to be agents of the state who don't support or care about Black people at all, and in fact are our enemies. And instead of like, and you recognize that in every other situation, but in this specific situation, you're just like, oh, well, you know, I believe the nigga lied. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to go on another rant about it, but it just like the way that people's politics shift, and they shift these little goalposts to decide when and where they want to like be about shit is just so funny to me. Anyway, let's talk about something light. We'll end it on something light.
Sorry, John. I know you couldn't really say anything about that.
No, it's okay. No, I didn't. I wasn't going to. I didn't want to.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to end it on something. Go ahead, John.
No. I'm just saying. I'm glad you guys spoke on it. I think it's really important.
I'm going to end it on something light that I actually can't really talk much about, but I'm sure you guys will have a lot to say. Drag Race happened.
Oh man!
Y'all hear something?
Ah! Wait, Rakeem, how did you feel about it?
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. But I just, didn't I say this on the show that if everyone gets the trophy, that the trophy doesn't mean anything? I know that that's probably one of those phrases that you probably don't like in the intro, but like that's kind of what I like. I would be pissed. I'm sitting here working my ass off. I'm doing all this stuff, and like that's what happened.
Tie.
Sorry,
spoiler alert.
It's Monday. Everyone's seen it. That cares.
It's kind of interesting because like in one of the biggest pop culture references is To Wong Fu. It's with Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo, and so RuPaul was in it. I think that's kind of where she's basing her show from. And God, I feel like really shitty for not remembering the white guy. I think it's Patrick Swayze. But yeah, so basically in the movie, it's a tie between Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes. And I think that's what she's referencing. RuPaul is like, it's a tie that can like it's not as bad. Like having a tie is not a problem. I think that's what she's trying to let us know. That's how I'm interpreting this finale, but I just don't think it was executed like in the movie. Like,
you know why it feels off, John? Because it feels off because out of all the times we could have had a tie, this is the one we get a tie
Right,
for.
yeah.
I just feel like this was it's almost kind of like they don't care that like we can tell that the producers are choosing anymore. It's almost kind of like because it's almost kind of like, to me there were so many times where like blatantly where like certain people should have gone home and like that like did not happen. Or like there are so many times I'm just thinking like every time there's a double save or like a double elimination or something, we're always pissed because it's usually someone that like messed up like 1 week and then someone who always messes up. But like the girls that do that, like when we're looking at who gets the chances and who doesn't get the chances, I think you see a pattern. And so like someone just was like, oh, there's a double win this time because RuPaul didn't want the flack of there being like another white winner in an all PvP season. And I was like, well, so there's the we know that barefoot contestant gift. Oh, there's the tea. Like
exactly.
So
like of this season, there were 2 white girls. It was Pheromone and Trinity. The rest of them were POC, and I'm just like, and you know RuPaul wanted to give it to Trinity, but there was going to be shit for it. So because they were all the All-Star winners in the past were white, so they were like, well, let's just throw in Monet just to like even it out. And I don't know. It's not a good look. All Stars was trash, but like we're still watching it. And the thing is, like, they're shoving this down our throat, and like in 2 weeks later, season 11 is coming out, and it's like, dang, not even giving us time to breathe, you know?
Yeah. Will you be watching? I won't.
I don't know. I like Miss Vanjie.
That's why I'm not watching.
What?
I can't. It's too much. I don't want to hear Miss Vanjie. Like, stop. Like, I'm good. I don't need to hear it. I don't need to hear it all the time. I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Maybe she'll come up with something else.
Can you come up with something else? You know what I do really like? I do really like Bianca Del Rio, though. I like watched this clip of her on Twitter, like on this interview, and like she was slaying. Chick is fun. She's funny. Is she problematic? Is she okay?
Who?
John?
I don't know. I've watched this clip of her. Cause like, okay, so her shtick is like a specific type of comedy. I forget what type of comedy it's called. But I think she's an insult comic is what it's called.
Yeah.
She's an insult comic. And then she did this like stand up in San Francisco where she made a Mexican joke. Yeah. And so someone went up on stage, someone was booing her and was like, hey, you can't say that about Mexican people. And she like kind of, I don't know. It was really cringeworthy. If you guys want to watch it, it's on YouTube. It's Bianca Del.
I don't. I'm fine.
Bianca Del Rio goes off on an audience member, and like she basically was like, Selena, you know, like if you really want me to make you feel bad, here's some news. Like Selena is dead, and I'm like,
what?
Yes, and I was like, ew, that is not a good look. Yeah, it was really trash, and I was like, oh, I don't like you anymore. But
you can't like anyone now.
But the thing is, like, I don't
even know what's going on.
I think that's another discourse, is like, what is the line between comedy and like, because I mean that's her brand, is an insult comic. So
yes, but that's not.
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's really not that hard to be funny without being racist, because we've been doing it for 89 episodes weekly.
True.
Facts.
Anyway, I'm excited for Silky Nutmeg Ganache. I mean, just that name alone is really cool.
Wait, what?
They have a big girl this season 11. Her name is Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know what you just said, and I'm hungry. So when you said it, I was like, "Oh, what's that?"
That did sound
good. Bitch, Silk Ganache. Like,
and there's also 2 Asian queens, so I'm excited about that by default.
Yes.
Wait.
Wait.
Don't they start off with like 20 girls?
There's 15 girls this season, and the 2 Asian girls, Soju, and the other girl is Plastic Tiara.
Okay.
Oh, I actually love that name. John, that reminded me. So wait, okay, about Gia. So do you think that like she knew when she said, oh, let's just say like there's room for everyone? Like, do you like, because I've been seeing people say that.
I think she knew.
Do you think she knew?
Yeah, I think the whole thing is rigged, and some of the queens know the tea and the other queens don't.
Wow.
Yeah. But also, like, I don't think she's on good terms with World of Wonder anyway, so she's just saying whatever she wants to.
Who is, though, to be honest with you?
Yeah.
What is World of Wonder?
It's the production company that does RuPaul's Drag Race and all that.
Yeah, she
I have
takes
literally
every opportunity she can to drag RuPaul. I saw her in an interview, and she was just reading the fuck out of Ru. I was like, well,
I saw that. It was Entertainment Weekly Canada, and she was just saying like how Ru looked ugly this season. Like people just brought. She said she was like, well, I guess they just brought whatever clothes on and just decided to put it on. Like,
I mean, she's not wrong. From the pictures that I'd be seeing of Ru, a lot of her looks, I'm just like, sis, like maybe this was cute in the 90s, but where's the growth?
Gia Gunshade was like, well, she looks ugly. She said she's not looking her best, but she's still cashing those checks. And I was like, damn, girl.
Well,
she's not wrong.
I hate when you know what? Facts are facts. Like when you can't argue with, damn.
Anyway.
Facts are facts.
Anywho, we're gonna close out this section and we'll be back with the discourse.
Also, a quick reminder, RuPaul let someone drown in a river. Just saying.
Wait, what?
Okay.
What?
RuPaul let someone drown. Didn't RuPaul let someone drown and die?
What kind of cliffhanger is that?
Statement, you should know.
Yeah.
Yeah? Did that? Yes. Is this not common knowledge that RuPaul let someone die?
Okay, we're gonna go to Google and we'll see you guys after
to the Google. What up, and welcome back to us over here discoursing.
The title of the section now is us over here The title of the section now is us over here discoursing.
Just over here discoursing.
So now we have the intro, the minutes of color, just over here discoursing. Okay.
Rini.
Yes, so
that's a Rini reference.
That's a Rini reference. Renito.
Renito. Oh my god.
Renito.
That's so cute.
Renee is so cute. Renee is so adorable.
Renee, listen, the 20 people at 24 know.
Stop it.
Let's have a moment. Let's have a Renee moment. Never mind. No.
Oh, actually, it's never mind. It's
no. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Know what I'm saying?
No, you go. No.
It's fine. No, it's fine. Fine. You know what I'm saying? You go.
No, I just care about that. That's all. I'm sorry.
That's Renee's little thing that he does when he gets when something's really funny. His little laugh. He puts his head back and he does.
He does. And he's like, yike.
Yike.
I'm sorry. Okay, so the discourse this week is about our future. For your future. Do you remember those little those college commercials? You gotta go.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing sitting there on the couch? This is for you and your future.
Those commercials were so condescending because it's like your college isn't even accredited. Like if I went there, I couldn't transfer those credits anywhere.
Bitch.
Those were like
it's also just like
it's
also just like, why are you being so aggressive? Like, calm down.
I mean, the commercials were pretty much saying, "Hey, lazy bitch,
you lazy dumb bitch, get your degree, ho.
You've been wanting to be a nurse, bitch. We know you've been wanting to do it. Come to our program where you can't. Come to our program.
Wow, drag my career.
I'm not dragging your.
Dragging your career.
How am I dragging your career? Is that how you did it?
Well, no, because I don't know. I just feel like the way they're shucking out these nursing schools to the general public, like anybody can do it.
Like it's easy.
Okay, but is everyone cashing John checks? Do your checks clear the mail?
Exactly.
Clear the bank?
Exactly. Does everyone own property?
Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay. Anyway, let's.
I'll bleep it out.
Oh wait, you can't say that. Oh, sorry.
Fine, I'll bleep it out.
Anyway.
It's not that we.
Well, it's about time I spill some of your tea. You be spilling everybody else's.
Oh, maybe I won't bleep it out. Okay.
Anyway.
Hakuna Matata, bitch.
So we're talking about our discourse this week is about our futures. Question for y'all, and I guess myself as well. What is what?
That was funny, babes. I'm sorry. Damn, I got to answer too.
What's your dream? Like, where do you like want to see yourself in 10, 20 years? And what's like your nightmare? Like, what's like the scariest thing that you've like thought of? So start with the scariest thing, so we can start with the bad and end with the good.
You can be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Somebody.
So, who's going first?
Oh, I just assumed it was gonna be you, John. I don't know why.
What?
You have the,
I just decided.
well,
in
you
my
have
head
the
you were gonna be
brightest
the first
future out
one.
of all of us, apparently. So.
Stop! Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Ooh, ain't that facts?
Wait. So it's the future. What's the second part of this question?
So it's your future. What's like your biggest nightmare, and what's your biggest dream of like where you'll be at in your life in like 20 years?
I was just thinking about my biggest nightmare last night, and that is what sativa does to you. But
It's truly, it's the team with some other shit.
I was talking to one of my friends, and they were so one of my friends lives in Loma Linda, and Loma Linda is in California, and it's a blue city, or it's a century city. So for those of you who don't know what that means, is that's cities that are century cities or blue cities. The people up in those cities live up to 100 years old. And they're still active. They're independent. They don't need any assistance. And it's possible in cities like, and then I don't know what the studies are. I think it's because of their diet, or I don't know what it is. But I started thinking about that for myself, and do I want to live to be 100? And do I even want to live up to like, I don't know, 70 or 80? And I know this is like really millennial of me to say, or I don't know if it's a young thing for me to say or a queer thing, but like, I think a lot of these people who get to that age have a really strong support system. And not to say that I don't, but I've just been, as we've discussed earlier in the intro, I sleep with a pregnancy pillow and a CPAP machine. And I am afraid that I will, one, die in my sleep, or die alone, and no one's gonna notice. Shit, I'm sorry, this is like a really deep, but like,
No, I mean, it's meant to be. Mine's gonna be fucked up.
because it's like, I don't know, for a lot of us queer folk who don't have, like a lot of family, like I'm not gonna have kids, and I'm probably gonna, so this is what I do for a living. I do safety planning for patients when they leave. And so I think about safety planning for myself sometimes, because if anything happens to me, who's gonna take care of me when I go home? And I probably can't afford to live in a senior center, so I'm probably gonna like end up living in some cheap ass studio somewhere by myself, and I can't afford a caregiver. So, and a lot of old folks like have people to help them, whether you're in a home or you have your grandchildren or your children to take care of you. It's just something that I think about sometimes. I'm like, who is going to take care of me? And I know that like the positive answer that my friends tell me is like, oh, we have each other. We're chosen family. But like, I get that. But like when we're all old, and a lot of us don't have kids and family, who's going to take care of each other? Cause I don't know. What if we're not all in the best shape? And if I can't take care of myself and I can't take care of you, who's going to take care of me? And, I think about that sometimes. And so I think the direct opposite of that would be my future. I would want it. I don't know. I think there's so many things wrong with healthcare, but I'm afraid that there's not going to be enough resources for the elderly, because right now we're kind of reaching that point. Like old folks' homes, that's not a right word to say. Convalescent homes and skilled nursing facilities, they're like reaching their peaks, and there's a shortage, and people, the population is getting older and older, and like less people are having less and less kids, and so I don't know. I'm a little scared about the future when I reach a certain age and when the community reaches a certain age. And then another thing is that a lot of these homes aren't LGBT friendly. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of these convalescent and skilled nursing facilities are like Christian based and like ran by. I used to work at one of my first nursing jobs was working at a facility where the owner was Mormon, and like they had me remove my earrings and like tell me how to dress because they don't want patients getting the wrong idea. And I'm like, well, what if the patient is LGBT? Like, what does that mean? Or what about myself? I don't know. There's a lot of layers to what our community is going to face when we get older. And I don't know what the solution is. And I don't know. I'm getting a little worried about that in my 30s, you know?
Yeah.
So I think the direct opposite of that would be, I hope that there is a system developed, or either that, or I'm just going to have to fend for myself. I hope I have a retirement savings, because when I get that old, I can't really rely on anybody else but myself. Wow, that was bleak. Well, what about you, Bass?
Hello, darkness,
well, wait, you don't have a happy
friend.
one? That was the happy one?
Well, my happy one was basically, I hope I get I get a good retirement plan, or like save enough money, because like I don't know what I'm going to do about it other than.
But sis, 15, 20 years, you're gonna be in your 40s or early 50s.
Yeah,
So
but
you're not gonna be retiring yet.
that's what I'm saying. No. I mean, but that's what I mean. Like when I see patients come in their 60s or in their 70s, and I have to discharge them to go back home to their situation of living alone with no family or friends. Like I look at that and I'm like, fuck, that's going to be me. And that's going to be a lot of us in the community, or I hope not, but I feel like that's what it is, because a lot of us don't have kids or choose not to have kids. And for most elderly folk, like their main caregivers are their families, or their biological families, at least, you know? And so I get really worried about that. And so I don't know. I guess the happy note for me is that I hope I have a good plan by then.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, yay.
Do
Do you want to go next, Rakeem, or should I go?
You could go. I just
Okay. Well, I'll start with my very big one. So I'll 15 years. I'll be in my early 40s. So I didn't talk about this on the show, and I really didn't talk about it that much on the internet either, but so one of my fears that I've actually been having over the past few months is just like in New York, like just being faced with so much homelessness. You see it all the time. I've just been like become super aware of it in a way that I didn't when I was in LA, because there are homeless people everywhere, but they're like more concentrated in downtown, and like, you know what I mean? There's just places where there are more of them than there are. Where they're more in some places than they are in others. And so, here it's just like, you're constantly seeing them. Obviously it's like way worse in San Francisco, but, it's just like, you still see them all the time. And, a few months ago, I was on my way to, work, and I came across, I found a dead body. And it was a young homeless guy. He was a young brown homeless guy. And before I got to him, he was like at the top of the steps down into the train station. And I saw like some other homeless people like kicking him over to check and see if he was, I think they were checking to see if he was alive, but they were also like being really harsh about it. And they just like kicked his body over. And I walked past him, and I looked down, and I regretted it immediately, because his eyes were open. And there was like no life in them. You could just see like the reflection of the sky in his eyes. And I will never forget that. His cheeks were like sunken in, and he just like, I don't know. It was just really heartbreaking. I like cried on my way to work. And when I got to work, I cried some more in the bathroom. And then like, I was like in a daze the rest of the day. But it made me fearful of like my future. And it was something I'd already been thinking about, but because of that, I was just like, how did he get to that point? And I think my nightmare is that that's how I'll end up. And that it might not even take 15 years to get to that point. And it kind of got scary because, with my relationship ending, I now am kind of out of my ass as far as like apartments, and I also need a new job. So I that possibility has become a lot more realistic. And so that's been like really this like whole experience, this whole past month has just been like super triggering for me, because it's just like, wow, like even though I know I have a lot of friends and I know that like y'all would never let me get to that point, I still like, it's just the fact that I'm just like, wow, like I could literally like that could happen to me, and I'm one step closer to that. So that's been like something that's just like always in the back of my mind, is that I'll just end up a body on the street and people will walk by me and nobody will even care that, you know, that I'm there. Yeah, so that's my really dark one. That's my nightmare. My dream is that in 15 years I have multiple books out. And I'm a New York Times bestseller, and some of my books are turned into either miniseries on Netflix or limited series on Netflix, or like movies in theaters. That I'm wealthy and I can help my friends out in the way that they've helped me out, and help and contributed to their retirement funds if they're feeling like they don't have anybody to take care of them in their old age.
Drag me.
I want to potentially live abroad. Like my friend, one of my best friends lives in Barcelona right now. I would love to like just go like live out there and just write books and just go live somewhere. Like go move to Thailand. I don't know, for like a summer or something. I don't know. Just like I just would like to like explore more of the world, write more books, and create more space for writers of color. One thing that I've noticed is just how, I mean, we talked about this last week in publishing, is just like how dire things are for people of color in the publishing industry, and how, like, you know, a few make it through, but there's so many people that don't, and whose stories are not deemed important enough to share. So I would just love to be able to like have created a space or some type of network where we could just bring more people into the industry and get more stories told from different perspectives. And I would love to be like bi-coastal too. I would love to like have an apartment here in New York, but like a small like studio, because girl, like it's too much. The money is too much, and even when I'm rich, I don't think I want to spend like all that money on just to have a apartment. And then I want like either an apartment or like a house, or like a small house or a condo or something in LA. And then that way I can just like during the winter months when it's cold in New York, I just go back to LA. And yeah. And that's and maybe I'm now starting to even like float the idea. Maybe I'll even be in love, but I'm not holding my.
Oh, please.
And if not, we hope you have consistent dick.
Oh,
that part.
We hope the void is filled in other ways.
Period.
Yes. All right, Rakeem.
I hope your period is filled. Your dot, your hole. Anyway.
Okay. Yes, that was a reach, but go off.
Gross.
Your little purr, your period. So
what?
Your purr?
Like PER? Because period.
No, we got it. We got it. We just.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't it.
Oh.
Not it, y'all.
Who said that though? I mean, whatever. I'm living my best life.
Okay.
So in 15 years, I'll do the worst fear first. I think my worst fear would be that I do not, honestly, this is just my fear period, that I just don't, I don't know, that I don't have it. Like, I think the worst period in my life was when, right before I started working at the current job that I had, where I left this other job because my boss pretty much called me a monkey. I didn't have a job. Like, I couldn't afford anything. I was like living off of like a credit card, and I was like $2,000 like in debt, and like legit, like I spent all money like I didn't have to like survive. And I do not ever want to be there again. So that would be my worst fear. Like, also, like, I think maybe spending a lot of time working on my craft and then having like it not, like, I don't know, like a fear of mine is like just like waking up one day and then just like not wanting to make art anymore. Like that, I don't know. That's like scary to me because when you just put so much of like your time and your energy and like your money into something, like I don't know. It's almost kind of like I've poured so much of my identity into it now at this point that like
it's a part of you.
What'd you say?
I said it's a part of you.
Yeah, it's a part of you. So it's just like if I were to like lose that, I would kind of lose a part of myself, and that's like really scary to think about. And we don't go there. That's what tea was for, like John was saying. Bless. Also, I think maybe if I end up like I don't know. Because honestly, if I end up alone, like that's fine. Like I don't really
see. I want to be like the Reed. I want to be like, you know how like Crystal and Kiffy are always like, you know, like I have my apartment, I have my dog, I'm good. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be.
I'm kind of there, honestly. Like I'm in a great place right now, and I'm very, very happy with it. But like I'm also at a place.
But you have a man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Though. But I'm also at a place where if I like, I didn't like. Okay, we started dating in. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell everybody that.
Ooh.
We've been dating for a minute, right? But even before I wasn't dating him, like, I was still fine being single. Like, you know, I've never, like, it's funny because it's like, I was actually trying to, like, not date people when we kind of met, and then we just met, and then, like, it just kind of, you know.
That's always how it is.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, like if I end up like quote like alone, like living alone and like don't have a partner and just have a like apartment to I've never lived alone in my life. Like I've always had roommates or with family. So like that to me sounds like amazing. I would love to just have an apartment and just do what, like I can just smoke weed whenever I want. I don't got to worry about no one in there. I can have people in and out. I can, and even if I am with a partner, I would probably want to live up by myself or have something or be like, I need that. So even if I am like with someone 15 years from now, like, and like we're, you know, together and all that stuff, I'm still going to have some kind of separate studio or something because I'm the kind of person where like I need alone time. So,
yeah.
So that's that. And in terms of like the good things where I want to happen, I think in a perfect world. So I'm 26 now. I turned 27 in like 2 months. So in 15 years, I'll be
42.
No.
What?
That can't be right. I'm still
42.
I
know, right?
It's like
crazy to think that we'll be. Yeah.
No.
I know. We're at that point in our lives where like 40 is not. It's still far. It's still over a decade away, but it's still not that far away.
I'm sorry. I literally feel like I just left high school like 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm not ready to be 42. This is kind of scary now.
Bitch, I'm not even ready to be 30. I'm like, bitch, that shit is approaching, ho.
Whew. Like, okay, I gotta. Ooh, okay. Anyway, so we're supposed to be positive. Woo, Chalet, the existential anxiety and crisis.
I also want to be at that point where I feel like I've accomplished so much that I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm 40. Like, I just want to be like, yeah, I'm 40. Like, I'm 35. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to just be like proclaiming my shit, you know?
And you know what's crazy is like, I feel like I've done a ton of stuff and I still feel like I have done nothing. Like, at the same time. Like, so in 15 years, like, there's so much I want to do. Like, I want to have a show at a museum for sure. Like, that's like my end goal for my work is to have it in museums because I think that like, I don't want my work to end up in some rich white person's house. Like, it's going to happen. Like, well, let me speak it into existence. It'll happen because people will want to buy the work and collect it. Let me just speak it into existence. But, I don't want it to just end up like, I don't know. Like, the whole reason I make work is, and part of why I make it is so that other little nerdy black boys like me can see what I'm doing and know that like you can do whatever you want to do. Like, I watch a lot of anime, but then I also like love Beyonce and love being fabulous and over the top and all that stuff on Instagram. But I also like to have fun and I also like to play video games and I also like go to art galleries and stuff. Like, you can do all of these things and they're not like mutually exclusive. So I want people to be able to see that. So I think museums would be the place that you can do it because that's how you ensure that you have like a legacy. And like, honestly, that's what I kind of want to do. Like, I want to be. I want to have museum shows and I want to have gallery shows and I want to make work and I guess if I'm being honest, yeah, I think I do want it to be recognized in a way. And so that's why I'm like working really, really, really hard and smart now so that I can like set the foundation for that. But also like I've just stopped even trying to like do that, to be honest with you, to try to set all these goals of like what I really like want to do and all this stuff, because like this is going to sound really odd, but it's a moment in my life that's always like stuck out with me. Like when I was younger, and I was in like my religious school, like there was one teacher who I like really, really loved, and like she was great, like no matter what, and she passed away, but her name was Miss Broadus, and she told me one day that like she looked at me and she said, "You don't know what you're going to do with your life yet, and I'm looking at you because you don't know who you're going to affect and what your life will do, and I can't wait to see how you do that." And it's like, it's the first time in my life where someone just like took me aside and told me like, I see something special in you. And like, I think that you are doing something really great with whatever you're doing. And I was like a little kid, like, and I don't know. And I think I've made it like my life's mission to like not prove her wrong. Like, yeah. So I don't know why I went off with that, but the whole point is that like, I just want to be someone who inspires other people. And I think the way to do that is to get my work in those venues so that it can open up avenues for other people. So that's like really what I want to do. And then also I want to end up working with Beyonce at some point in the next or someone in the Knowles family.
Facts.
Like,
yes. Yes. Listen, start like one of my books getting turned into like a movie starring Blue Ivy. Could you imagine?
Oh my God. Nobody win with the family feud. Like I can't like, whew, Chile.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, but speaking, girl, that's what I'm saying. Like, but
yeah.
We're doing like, we can do that stuff, you know? And it's just like
yeah.
What we were saying earlier, like you just have to figure out how to do it. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
And still
Did
have
you guys
access
know our
to weed.
fears are like. Notice our fears are almost like similar.
Yeah.
What? Let's do.
I know. Maybe it's the queer thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a queer thing. Is this a queer thing, y'all? If y'all are listening and you relate, can you let us know?
Yeah, like, is this like an our friend group thing, or is this like a queer thing?
Do we all fear dying alone?
Right.
Oh my God.
I think so. Honestly, I think that's like a human fear, though.
You know, part of what it is, though, I feel like as queer people, though, because you're told for so long that, like, you can't be yourself and you have to, like, hide and you have to, like, not be who you are. So I think when you come out, you want to celebrate it and be, like, unapologetically that. So the idea of, like, just dying alone and all of this progress you made to, like, come out and be yourself, to have it just go for, like, nothing in the end, like, that's depressing. So I get it, you know?
So my takeaway is that I need to have children so that they can take care of me in my old age.
No, that is.
But
I mean,
for
okay,
that reason and no other.
If you genuinely want children, then yeah, do you? But
No, actually,
don't have children to do for that, because you're probably not gonna. If you have children,
no,
don't have kids to make them slaves. Please don't. Like they will resent you.
I would not do that. I would only do it if I had.
First of all, children in this economy, like.
Listen,
who can afford
I plan on being
kids?
very rich someday. So,
Right. First of all, yes.
We're speaking shit into an existence. So,
if I have a kid, that little nigga he gonna have to pay his own way. Bitch, you're born. Okay, here's your room. Here's your invoice.
Stop it.
I'll give you 2 months free rent because I know you're just born. You have to get acclimated. Your teeth have to grow in. But after that, bitch, get a job.
come on, child labor laws. Yeah. So I guess that covers that. Do we want to read a letter before we dip?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, so I'm not going to mention their name because they said don't do it. But in the future, if you guys could say it at the top, just because.
Wow.
Yeah.
The top privilege. Wow. Jumped out.
Oh, okay.
Bottom erasure.
Hey, trash bags. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to know if you had any recommendations on dealing with burnout. I'm currently at university and involved in student activism. BDS, Palestine, queer activism, anti-racism, etc. And the backlash that activists have to face with all the emotional labor that is needed is exhausting. On top of that, I feel like I have to keep on top of my studies and get good grades, and also will have to deal with all the personal stuff like being queer and brown, not being out to my family, having to deal with white spaces, etc. For a couple of weeks now,
that's a lot to handle.
Been there, girl. Good luck.
For a couple weeks now, I've been completely drained and nothing I've been trying has been helping me. It's like I can't even focus on resting or recuperating because life's not waiting for me. And capitalism is trash and makes us only as worth as our capacity to be productive. Have any of you dealt with that? And if so, how do you cope? Sending you lots of love. I hope Baze is feeling better. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Wait, are you?
I would... What?
Are you going to answer the question? You just said thanks for asking.
No, I said thank you for saying I hope Baze is feeling better.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I've been dealing with it a little bit because I'm like in a situation where I like have to find a job, have to find a place to live, but also like do not have a lot of time. So I'm like I gotta keep going. And yesterday I tried to take a day because like every day I've been like writing, I've been reading, I've been like applying to jobs, I've been looking for shit, I've been like doing courses online so that there's other jobs I can do online. And like I just haven't like been able to just like relax. I just feel like I've been tense this whole time. And yesterday I tried to take like that day. Like I went out on Saturday night and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like take the day to just chill and relax. And I felt miserable the whole day. And I felt so guilty for like not doing more. And I just felt like a waste. And so I don't know. Honestly, I just told all that to say that I don't know either. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out how to like be productive and not to your own detriment. Finding that balance. Have you guys figured it out yet?
I have a very simple answer for you, girl. Weed. I mean,
we gotta find
a what?
Oh, I was gonna say we gotta find a non-drug answer.
Yeah, let's not rely on
substances
to get us through.
Too late.
But that's real. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, it does help sometimes, but as like a long-term solution.
Oh no, I mean probably like therapy. I mean, I okay. So I calendar everything. Like that helps. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you because it's like the reality of the situation is like you do have to deal with those things. You have to deal with being queer and brown, and you have to know how to code switch. You have to know how to navigate that stuff, and it's not easy. There is no like magic answer that's just going to make this easy or make it less difficult. It's just you honestly, the only thing I can really tell you is like just take moments of self-care for yourself. So if you do get a day off, like just have a day off and don't be scared to like tell people no. Like I think you have to tell people no sometimes in order to like get yourself, because like you can't take care of all the things you need to do and like other people when it comes to like these kind of things if you're really not like at your best mentally. And I've learned that, and I like allow myself the time. Like today, after we're recording, I'm doing like, well, other than therapy, like I'm doing like nothing. So it's just kind of like you have to give yourself those days where you can like just relax and also just do something that you enjoy. Like if that means like playing video games, going for a nature walk, fucking, like, I don't know, like whatever, like do that and allow yourself the
whatever
ability
you gotta
to do that. Sorry, John, go ahead.
No, that's okay.
Wait, did you hear what I said?
I don't have. I'm trying to figure this out too. This question is real. I mean, I don't really have the answer because I've sort of myself like have been purposely staying out of the know because I feel like I'm getting burnt out. So I think my advice is to know that you don't have to be on all the time, you know, because that is how you burn yourself out. I think it's okay to step away sometimes, and it's even if you're taking care of yourself, that in itself, like self-care, is a form of activism because you can't do anything if you're burnt out, you know. Taking care of yourself and just being alive and being present is enough sometimes, you know.
I agree.
So like, I don't know. I was talking to one of my friends the other day. Like, I feel bad because I left this nonprofit for a corporation, and I feel like less that I'm doing things for the community. But one of my friends was just trying to hype me up and say like, well, we need people like you in these corporations and in these spaces. So just being there is enough. And I feel like that's good advice for everybody. Like even just being here can be enough sometimes, because you can't be on all the time, or else you'll be burnt out. So I don't know. Anything else?
No, I'm good. I'm satisfied.
Okay.
I told you weed, so but I'm good. Okay, so I guess that's gonna wrap up this episode. Oh, sorry.
No, that's all. So thank you for tuning in again. And we'll see you all next week.
Yeah, so thank you for listening to this episode of Podcast of Color. Again,
Hello?
Oh.
Ooh. I was like, damn, she just don't nobody hear me no more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, just wanted to... No, you're good. No, because I had said something earlier, but you guys didn't hear me at all. It's fine. What was it? Oh, yes, right. So, again, just asking if anybody knows anything about any jobs in New York City. Once again, just please feel free to let me know. Instagram is a great way to get in contact with me. Also, you can send any resources to the podcast email, and as well as on Twitter. So yeah,
amazing. So again, okay. So outro. How do I? Okay, sorry. Thank you for listening to. Okay, Rakeem found the weed. Okay, so thank you for listening to this week's episode of Podcast Color. Send your questions and emails and all that to podcastofcolor@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at trashbags and everywhere else at podcastofcolor. Oh, and also send in honey roast and all that. I want to do a honey roast next week, so if y'all can honey roast people, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm gonna honey roast them and they're gonna blush and be mad at me. So, with that, does anyone have any announcements or anything like that?
Y'all niggas hiring? That's my announcement.
Jean?
I just want to say thanks to Stuzo for asking me to be a part of their shoot again. That was really nice.
Yes.
And it was really sweet that they used female pronouns the whole time, or feminine pronouns, and I really appreciated that too. I didn't feel like I didn't belong there at all, even though I was different body type, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
Good. We stand. And with that, we will see y'all next week.
Renee Bays, Rakeem, Renee Bays, Rakeem, Renee Bays, Rakeem, Renee Bays, Rakeem, Renee Bays, Rakeem.